we have some questions for you to start the process, and then we're going to have you show us your stuff.
I do self-contained special education. I have 5 students, 2 paras, and we are grades 2 through 4.
What barrier did you face when you were connecting with your kids' families that made you come up with this solution?
I was having a hard time getting communication back and forth. I use the Remind app, which is a text messaging app. Everybody seems to have Facebook, and so I made a Facebook page and a group and added all my parents into it because I'm sure you all are just like us. We're all scrolling through Facebook, so then at least I'm popping up with things as they're scrolling. And I've had a lot of communication this way. I've had a lot of people, and I can kind of see who's looking at it as well, because in the group you can see who's seen it. And so that's been a nice thing too, because I can see which parents have seen it and which one have not. I'm doing like a 2-step. So I'm still sending stuff through Remind, but I'm also kind of flopped on me. So that's when I decided to try something totally new.
So has it worked for you?
It has. I do polls. So we're still sending home packet work, but I'm kind of my own bird, so I kind of get to decide, because I like to actually see my parents when I send home packet work and actually talk to them. So I do polls and send out kind of the best dates, the best times. We're doing check-ins that way. My paras are reading books on there as a way to have para-student communication as well. And then I've got one parent that relies solely on Facebook Messenger to contact me now. So that's been nice too, because she's sending me, and it's also nice because they're sending me pictures of the kids. Like on Easter, I got pictures of all of them celebrating Easter and fun stuff like that. So it's been a really good thing.
Okay. Are there any things about it that you would warn people about, like that they should know about going into it?
I made myself a class Facebook page, so I wasn't connecting my personal Facebook page to it. That's just my preference. I didn't want my personal Facebook page attached to it. So I made a classroom Facebook page, and all my parents have access to it as well. So the only thing I've kind of found that's been hard is that if one of them gets on to comment, we don't really know who it's coming from. So like I'll get online sometimes and I'll be like, okay, well, who was on, who made the comment? So we're trying to like set up to where we're putting our name at the end of it at least. And then also making sure everything on there is private. So I made a private Facebook page and then a private Facebook group. And so the only way you can see who's even in it is if you can try to add yourself to it, but I have to determine if you're allowed in or not.
Okay.
And so that's another layer of kind of security for the parents. So they can communicate with each other through Facebook too. And I haven't given, like through the Remind app, I didn't give access for them to talk to each other. It was only to talk to me or to my paras. So I made us admins on the Remind app. But that's been nice too through Facebook, is they can all kind of comment with each other. Like if I put out something and they want to talk back and forth, they can.
Okay. So how'd you tell the parents that you were putting that together?
I sent out through the Remind app and then an email. So I double layered it again. So I did a Remind app and an email, and I sent them the group link. And I said, if you want to be a part of our Facebook group, if this is easier for you, here's another option. I actually asked my parents beforehand if they were even interested in it before I went through all the hassle of doing it, and 4 out of the 5 said yes. So what I did, I made a new one. So right here, this is my classroom one. So you'll just create a new account. I put it underneath my county email address because I already have a personal email address. So I put it under my county email address. And then, hang on, I lost my group because my ID thing popped in. And then I made a group. So like right here is our group. This is class 2020. So once you make a Facebook page, you can just create a group, and we'll make another one. And so, like I said, I just named it Miss Kayla's class. And then you can add people as you go. I didn't. Like I said, I sent it all to my parents. Private, only members can see what they post. You can also make it, I made it visible so anybody could find it, but now that all my parents are in it, I've hidden it. So for now, you don't need to create it as visible.
Okay.
And then, like, we uploaded a funny picture of me and my parents so they would know that that was the right group. And then that's all you have to do. And so then you can share it. And I just click share this group, and then a link will pop up. And I just sent that link.
Okay.
It's on the one on my phone had it on through a link.
Okay.
So I created it through my phone because that was just easier for me to do it that way.
All right.
But then you can send the link out, or I told my parents just to go to groups and search Miss Kayla's Class 2020 because nobody else popped up. One of the big ones I'm using is poll. So like I'll say, it's time to pick up work, what day works for you, and then I just add these options in. So all you do is type the question, and then you just add your options in. So like May 4, April 27th, and then you just post it, and then they can vote on it that way. And so when they vote, it works out that however many votes you have, it'll have it underneath. And then anything I find through my personal Facebook, I'm just copying and pasting on here. So like the virtual field trips everybody was posting about when this first happened, stories that are being read live. There was a lot of things in the beginning of with the free access to a lot of the educational resources. I put a bunch of those on here. And then I'll also do a check-in every once in a while on here. So I'll just say, how's everybody doing? And I'll put like a pretty background on it to kind of make it stick out.
Okay.
Like, how's everybody doing? Let me know if you need anything. And so that's been a way that I can see too, who all seen it and who hasn't seen it. And it didn't post. Hang on. Oh.
And you're training them to know when they see that, that's what it is. Yeah.
Right. And so
That's
like
great.
this is sticks out way more than just a plain old post.
Yeah.
I'm doing things like that as well. And then you can also set it up to there it goes. You can schedule posts. So like if for us right now is spring break, and we're still observing it. And so I could set up things to post, like if I didn't want to post today, because technically we're not working today, I could set it up to post Wednesday morning so everybody could start to see it then. Or if I find something in the like late at night and I don't want to post it at 10 o'clock so I don't get a bunch of responses at 10 p.m. that I have to answer, I can put it in there and then post it to post tomorrow morning or something. My parents post every Tuesday and Thursday. They post reading a book. And then I try to post maybe like Mondays or Wednesdays and do a check-in. And then both of my parents also do a check-in on Mondays and Fridays. So we pretty much post on here almost every day, between check-ins, reading books, and then like little stuff that I find throughout the day that we post on here as well. So we're posting about every day. A lot of mine have written back on when my parents read and said like, thank you for this. We really enjoy this. So-and-so misses you. She said to tell you hello. And those are really sweet messages to get to. And so we're getting more feedback that way.
How do you address issues of confidentiality? Has that come up?
It has not come up yet. Most of our parents know each other. We're a small community to begin with, but when we do field trips and things like that, I do a lot of those. So, and majority of the time, all of my parents come. And so all of my parents pretty well know each other. And they also have gone through school the entire time together. So far, nothing's come up that way. But like I said, I've yet to have a parent, like when I do a check-in, that's
messaged me on there and been like, I'm having a really hard time or something like that. Like that's something that they would private message me.